mystery the bitches questioned.
Yes, this is by far the most fascinating question of humanity. How does the Earth make an apple fall?
This is still the biggest mystery for physicists.
Physicists still don't understand gravity. Physicists still can't explain how the Earth makes an apple fall. The strange thing is that most people think that physicists understand gravity. They don't. I, Chuck Pettery Savoring, have solved this mystery. I know how the Earth makes an apple fall. The movement of a falling apple towards the center of the Earth is an illusion. An illusion. An illusion. An illusion. The universe is the master of the ocean. The movement of the sun in the sky is an illusion. The Earth rotates around its axis and moves around the sun. This creates the illusion that the sun is moving in the sky, although the sun doesn't really move much in relation to the Earth. How can the movement of a falling apple toward the center of the Earth be an illusion? Yes, it can be, and if it is an illusion, then it is easy to understand why physicists still don't understand how this so-called gravitational force is created, works, and transmitted. The gravitational force cannot be explained because there are really no gravitational forces of any kind. Physicists still can't explain how the Earth makes an apple fall. And the strange thing is that most people think that physicists still don't understand how this so-called gravitational force is created, works, and transmitted. The gravitational force cannot be explained because there are no gravitational forces of any kind. I'm telling you, Albert Einstein opened the Pandora's box of physics when he pulled the concept of curved space out of his hat. There is no space that does tricks. It is not space that expands. In the nuclei of atoms, there are congestion areas of energy that is scattered into space, which recycle the dark energy that is scattered into space, from which particles such as electrons and photons that are being registered are created, which are still composed of energy that is scattered into space. So electrons and photons are also expanding all the time in the same proportion as matter and light expand. Everything expands except space.